Well, it's a cold, wet, rainy, gray day here in Washington State. Perfect weather to talk about CLL and depression. I'll try not to make it too heavy. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, everything's fine.
Well, it got a little too rainy for me, so I decided to take cover. Interesting factoid about us Washingtonians. Even though it rains here quite a lot, especially in the fall and the early spring, on average, very few of us actually use umbrellas. How's that for strange? Anyway, I have CLL, which is chronic lymphocytic leukemia. And today I'm talking about depression. Having leukemia can be a downer, and if we're not careful, we can let our heads take us into depression land, and believe me, you do not want to go there. I know what I'm talking about because I had it several years ago. Oddly enough, I had it before I knew I had leukemia. It had nothing to do with my leukemia. It had to do with a very stressful time in my life, and it's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down. It's not just a matter of being sad once in a while. Depression takes you over. It makes it so that you're tired all the time, you don't want to accomplish anything. Any task before you, you just don't seem to have the energy to accomplish them. So, when you've heard the news that you have leukemia, obviously it's rough. And it would be easy over time to slip into depression. And I hope you won't do that. I'm here today to suggest 3 different ways that you could possibly avoid getting to that point in your life. And so that's what we're going to do. One of the ways, of course, that you can avoid depression is by staying active. And one of the things I like to do is walk. And despite the weather, today is like really rainy and really cold out. But you bundle up and you take a walk, even if it's just a short walk to go out and get the mail or something. It helps get your mind out of the house. It helps get your mind off the leukemia. It keeps you active. You take in more oxygen, your endorphins kick in, especially if you walk for like a mile or so, say every 3 days a week or whatever. It helps a lot. So walking is a great way to avoid depression. Another way that I like to do is I write. I'm actually writing a book right now. It has nothing to do with leukemia. It's a fiction book, but it's fun. It's a lot of work. Sometimes writing is not easy, but it keeps me active, keeps my mind focused on something creative, and helps me live life but be productive and feel good about my life, which is the point of this site, by the way, is finding ways to have a full and positive life even though you have CLL. That's what I try to do, anyway. The third way to keep yourself away from depression is, I think, the most important. I read a book one time, and I can't remember the name of it, but I'll put a link down below so you can take a look at it for yourself. The author said that only humans can think themselves into happiness or despair, despite any influence from the outside world. We have leukemia, but we need to control our mental health. And what we do with our mind is perhaps the most important thing. No one else can make you feel happy or sad. That's up to you. And when you've got leukemia, it's particularly a challenge to stay positive. But we can do it. You can do it. Go outside. Read a book. Go to a great movie. I'm a movieaholic. Write a book. Play the drums. I do that. Get a musical instrument. Talk to friends. Socialize. Be active. But most of all, control your thoughts. You are in charge of your mind. So, I guess that's the main thing I wanted to say. I hope that you will find ways to get out of the house, or if you can't get out of the house, read a great book. Heck, go on Netflix and watch a TV series. I do that a lot. I guess I'm rambling on a bit. The main thing is stay away from dark thoughts in your mind. Stay away from fear. Stay away from worry as much as possible, because those will lead you to that dark place where you don't want to be. Believe me, I know you do not want to be there. I'm happy. I am really happy. And I choose to be. So, I hope you'll do the same. Oh, and if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. And if you really want to be annoyed, you can hit the bell, which will tell you when I've posted a new video. Anyway, you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Well, it's a cold, wet, rainy, gray day here in Washington State. Perfect weather to talk about CLL and leukemia.